Hey guys, Louis Dangoor here from GiveMeSport, joined by Shelton Benjamin. Shelton, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Awesome. How's this year been for you? I know it's been a crazy year, but how have you found, I guess, 2021 into 22?
2021 into 22 has been both rewarding and frustrating at the same time. Most of which with the situation involving the hurt business. I mean, it's.
We'll get into it.
Yeah. But for the most part, being part of WWE and everything that's going on, it's still awesome to, still be a part of it. And, I try to have as much fun as I can.
I mean, we'll dive straight into the hurt business.
Okay.
For us, we all love it, as I'm sure you know. And I think particularly, obviously, as a white guy, different for me, but a lot of African American people as well thought how important it was to have 4 African American guys working together on TV, the diversity and how important that was. Obviously it got broken up, which was frustrating for a lot of people, and then put back together and then kind of broken up again. How did you find the whole process? I mean, it must have been, as you mentioned, incredibly frustrating. So you got when you found out, I guess, that things weren't, that you guys were going to be broken up, maybe the reasons why as well.
So the reasons why are above my pay grade. I'll just start with that. But the way things came together, again, we were very good friends. We all came together, and like I said, it all came together very organically. And that whole process, to me, it was so special. It was so much fun. It was actually really easy when you get the right people together. It just came together so easy. And when we talk about things like diversity, I think it was important for the world to see 4 good-looking, well-dressed, well-spoken black men come together and being successful, because representation does matter. And so for that, and we really felt like we were kind of giving back to the community.
Yeah.
Our style was definitely not what it's seen in the past. We weren't singers and dancers, and we were just good-looking badasses that took care of business.
Yeah.
And sometimes the simplest thing is the most important, most effective.
Do you almost think, and I know you mentioned it was above your pay grade, but it's something I've kind of thought, maybe you guys were almost a victim of your own success, because obviously being a heel act, so over, so popular, almost it was maybe a decision was made where they thought you guys were almost too popular and connecting with the fans too much in a positive way. I mean, just because from our point of view, there was no reason to break you guys up.
Right.
It just doesn't make sense.
We've speculated about every conceivable possibility. Nothing else made sense. Or I should speak for myself. Nothing for me made sense. So when the breakup came, it was heartbreaking. It was like losing a child. We fought for it. Again, the decision makers decided this is where we're going. So, okay, well, if that's what we're gonna do, well, we tried.
Yeah,
we tried. And again, this is pro wrestling. So, just like we try to take the fans on an emotional roller coaster, we go through it ourselves. Some things we're never going to agree on, no matter what the decision was or what the reasoning was. You don't always see eye to eye, but you have to, like you said, roll with the punches, move on to what's next. And and for Bobby, it's been mission accomplished. Like we wanted to make Bobby the almighty that he is today. And really, Bobby doesn't need her business. Bobby is, we like to think we took a lot of credit for his success, but when you look at Bobby's work ethic, when you look at Bobby's passion, his drive, Bobby made Bobby. The Hurt Business it helped put a spotlight on all of us. And we help point the direction to Bobby. Like, look at this guy. This is something special, and the world is starting to see, and the world now sees it. So I think ultimately it's been mission accomplished for the Hurt Business. But now it's okay. Now what's next? And right now, me and Cedric are still carrying the Hurt Business mantle. As we say, Bobby is now on Almighty Island. I think, just like fans, we always want to see it put back together. But it is what it is at this point, and we got to move on.
And I guess, speaking of that, obviously Bobby's moved on to Brock. A match for you that's got to be quite almost emotional in a way, because it's obviously Bobby, who you've had recent, I guess, ties with on TV. You mentioned how good friends with him you are, and Brock, who obviously anyone that knows anything about you guys and Brock Lesnar's history and the how far back you guys go. So how's it going to be Saturday night at the Royal Rumble, seeing those two share the ring?
Oh, this is the immovable object versus the impeccable force. This is, Thanos versus Darkseid. This is, this. On the term big fight field, this is a big fight. And in all honesty, I'm proud of both guys. For everything they've accomplished, and I'm proud to have been. A small link in the chain that led them to this moment. So it's a huge moment. The match in general is a huge moment. It's hard for me to root against either. Like I said, me and Brock we go way back to college days, and me helping train him and being teammates at the University of Minnesota. And me and Bobby, who organically became really good friends and everything recently with television and the Hurt Business. But my relationship with both guys spans decades. So for me, it's one of those, I'm just like a fan too. I don't know what's going to happen. I just know it's going to be good.
Yeah.
It's going to be good. So.
And for me, and as someone that knows Brock, probably what he can do in the ring better than most people, for me, he's still underrated. People still think of Brock as just this big guy that comes in, but as a seller, I think he's massively underrated. As just what he can do in the ring, I still don't think he gets the credit he deserves. So how for you does Brock rank in terms of all-time greats, and I guess what's your assessment of what he can do once the bell rings?
So I think once the bell rings, Brock he's one of the elites. Bottom line, right now his name is synonymous with pro wrestling. And when I say the elites, I'm thinking Shawn Michaels. I'm thinking Undertaker. I'm thinking the Ric Flairs. So I think Brock's name is right up there with them. Between his longevity, his appeal. He's a box office attraction.
Yeah.
And has been for a long time. So as far as people underrating his actual skill and selling, when you think back to his match with Bryan Danielson, the average fan would think, he's just going to go in there and just crush him. But what you got was an entertaining match.
Yeah.
He could have gone in there and crushed him. And when you look at all the other people that he worked with, with the Romans and even, with some of the bigger guys, his actual pro wrestling ability is off the chart.
Yeah.
When Brock, especially when he's really motivated, you can't beat him, but you can't beat what he brings to the table. Because when he is on the rocks, you're you really get behind people when they got him on the rocks. But you don't think he's on the rocks until he wants you to think. That is it's a science, it's an art. So to think that he's just a typical, I'm just a big strong guy, Brock smash. No, Brock is not the Hulk. Brock is Thor.
Yeah. I like that. That's a good analogy. Before we wrap up, I've got two very quick questions. Obviously, I won't ask you about the men's rumble because I'm sure you're hoping that's you. But for the women's rumble, who would you like to see win that? Obviously tomorrow night.
For the women's rumble, wow, I would have. So I'm going to set a rule. I'm going for someone who's never won it.
Okay.
My first thought is believe it or not. It's really hard because I want to say Naomi. I really want to say Naomi.
I like that.
But I'm also a Doudrop.
Okay.
Because, to your point, I've seen her in other arenas, in other universes, as Piper. But I've seen her at other places. I don't think people realize just how talented she is. And I'll be the first to say the first time I saw her was on a flyer when I was in Japan, and I made the same assumptions that the average person would. And then I saw her actually have a match against Io Shirai. And at the time, I thought it was the best women's match I'd ever seen.
Wow.
Ever. And as long as I've been in the business, I had to kick myself for prejudging her based on, her appearance. Because she's a big woman, so you wouldn't think.
Yeah.
At least I wouldn't think. A lot of people wouldn't think. And we're dead wrong. And I should be kicking my ass for even thinking that way. Never judge a book by its cover, because, oh my gosh, she is so good. And I don't believe WWE fans yet realize how good she is. So I would love to see a longer spotlight put on her, even though she does have a match with Becky. So is she even in the Rumble?
I mean, who knows? We've seen it before.
I mean, we have seen it before.
We've seen it before. Who knows?
Yeah. So but that would be my pick. But that being said, because we know she has a singles match, and maybe she's not in the Rumble, then it will come back to Naomi.
Awesome. And final one, I saw Rikishi tweet earlier, I think it was earlier this month, that he wants Z Umaga put into the Hall of Fame. So with the Hall of Fame coming up, who's someone that's not in that you'd like to see put in? Again, maybe it doesn't get, I guess, the recognition for their work that perhaps they deserve.
Oh, well, Umaga's definitely up there. What he did was so, it's really hard. You set the bar so high. It's like, well, who would I put over Eki? And I'm like, it's not really anybody else.
So I guess you'd agree with.
I would definitely agree with Rikishi as one of the entrances. Man, I'm trying to think of who's not in there. That like if you gave me a list of names, it's hard for me to just think of who's not in it. Is Booker T in it?
I think so.
Is Booker gone?
Now you put me on the spot. I think he is. I tell you what, next time we speak, you can tell me who you'd.
Okay, yeah,
who you'd wanted.
So we're gonna have to go and find a list. And, someone tweet me or something. Give me some options.
Exactly.
But
maybe you in the future. You and
maybe
you and Charlie.
Me and Charlie. I mean, that'd be cool. You don't put yourself over like that. Come on, guys.
I can.
Yeah, he can do it. I can't say that. But
Awesome, Shelton. Thank you very much for taking the time today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.